Welcome back to Lockdown Studios. Strap yourselves in, it's gonna be a long one. I promise you, it'll be worth it. Note to self, there's no such thing as a quick visit to Loch Ness. So, this all happened in October 2019, around Halloween to be precise. My fiance Luke and I are planning a wedding for 2021. So, we went up to Scotland, Edinburgh to be precise, to look at wedding venues. My friend Tierney is our wedding planner. Well, it was me, Luke, Tierney, and her flatmate Tim. He was just coming along to Edinburgh because he wanted to spend some time in Edinburgh and he could get a lift with us. And we were all sharing an Airbnb together. And he would be exploring Edinburgh while the rest of the three of us would be looking at wedding venues and doing all kinds of wedding admin while we were there. So anyway, on a whim, I'd brought along to our road trip my vlogging camera. It was while I was still experimenting. I hadn't filmed any of these story times yet. I thought, what on a whim, I'll bring it with me. It'll be a fun little video. Well, I'm glad I did bring it because I have immortalized our experience during this trip. So we get to our Airbnb and we decide, oh, we're actually really quite hungry. We've driven all day. It's quite late in the evening. Let's go into town for some nice dinner. We find this lovely vegan restaurant. Tim is a vegan and he knows a lot of really cool, quirky places to go and eat. So we went to this gorgeous vegan restaurant, really nice food. As we're coming out the restaurant, Luke steps into, you guessed it, a pile of poo. And what makes it even worse is that we realised this was not dog poo. This was not any normal kind of edible poo. It was human poo that definitely had not been there when we parked the car and gone into the restaurant. So this is just a starter, some starter flavour for our story, which trust me, gets very, very interesting. So on one of these days, about midway through the week on Halloween, we decide to drive up from Edinburgh all the way towards Inverness to one of the wedding venues, Ahnagarn Castle. I really hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. If I'm not, apologies. Anyway, beautiful, quite a well-known wedding venue. We have nice car ride, proper road trip vibes. We're having a great old time. We are about half an hour from our venue. We're on the A9. And suddenly, we start hearing this rumbling sound in the car. Like, as an almighty bang. And we're all like, what happened? What happened? We're still driving. We're on the A9. And we're like, everything feels fine. It was a big bang, but everything's, car's still moving. Everything's fine. And Tina's driving. Me and Luke are in the back seat. Tim's at the front. Tim had come with us because he wanted to go see Loch Ness. So what we were going to do was go and see Ahnagarn Castle, have our little tour, have our little chat, and then we were going to pop by to Loch Ness, enjoy the views, then drive back to Edinburgh because there was going to be a firework festival for Halloween that night. A lovely, fun day planned. The rumblings happened, big bangs happened. We're all still driving, trying to figure out if everything seems to be fine with the car's still moving, until Tierney sees smoke. There's smoke coming from the car, and immediately we're like, we need to get out of the car. So as soon as we can, we pull over. We pull over onto the side of the road. There's a bit of grass, bit of a bank. We get out the car quickly, obviously, because we don't know what's happening with the car. So we have a look at it. The smoke settled. It's fine. There's two massive puncture holes in the car. And the smoke had probably come from the tyre, because we have obviously driven a couple of minutes on a completely flat tyre. We don't know what blew up the tyre. Maybe we drove onto something sharp. Who knows? We didn't feel like we hit anything, but there must have been something on the road. Exploded tyre. Now, we look at the back of the car, the boot of the car. We don't have a spare tyre. None of us is savvy with cars. Even if we had a spare tyre, I wouldn't know how to change one. Luke doesn't know how to change one. Tim doesn't know how to change one. Neither does Tierney. So we're all screwed. Thankfully, Tierney has an AA membership. So she calls the AA. And we talk to the most stupid woman ever. So we talk to her. We look up coordinates on our phone so we can tell her exactly where we are. We tell her what's happened, and that she's like, oh, okay. So where are you? We're like, we're on the A9. Yeah, but where? And I'm like, oh, I can give you coordinates. I can give you longitude and latitude. She's like, oh, I don't know what that is. You work for the AA, and you don't know what coordinates are. Okay. And she's like, where exactly are you? And we're like, well, we're not local to Scotland, but we are on the A9. We can see a sign that says Loch Ness, however many miles. And she's like, what's Loch Ness? Excuse me? What's Loch Ness? How do you work for the AA? And how do you live in the UK or in Europe in general and not know A, what Loch Ness is, B, what coordinates are? Longitude and latitude, the big numbers that come up when you look at a map, and when you open your phone, map app, it tells you where you are. So, I mean, we've got in contact with AA. We really would like someone to come and help us out and tow us away, because we have an appointment to get to. And Tim suggests an app called What 3 Words. So as long as the other person has the app as well as you, it changes your coordinates into three words. 3 easy words. Good, we'll do that. We will do that. What 3 Words will make it a lot easier. So she downloads What 3 Words onto whatever computer she's on, the woman on the phone, and Tim downloads it and changes our coordinates. And the 3 words are, like, the first word's something very simple, like dog. I can't remember exactly what, but something like dog. Okay, good. Dog. And our next word is scuba. And she's like, what's that? I'm like, scuba. Yeah, I don't know what that is. So we spell it out to her. And like, this is... Everyone knows what scuba is. Anyway, I can forgive you for not knowing what scuba is. SCUBA, you know, Sierra, Charlie, Uniform, Bravo, Alpha. There you go. There we go. We will... 2 words down, 1 to go. And then we get to outfit. And she's like, what? Outfit. You know, the thing you wear? Auschwitz. No. Not Auschwitz. Outfits. You know what? So not only does she not know what Loch Ness is, what coordinates are, she doesn't know what the word outfit is. Finally, by spelling out the word outfit, she finds us on the map. Finally, she's sending a vehicle towards us. And they quote us an hour, which is fine. Tierney found a picnic blanket in the boot of her car, so we were all just sitting, all 4 of us, sitting on a bank, on some grass next to the A9, next to a motorway, looking lost. Cars are honking at us as we go past, and we're like... So I'm very sorry for the bad audio. It was very windy on that day. Here you go. Enjoy. So here we are, next to the motorway.
Picnic time!
Oh, we've got
Very
some
scenic.
snacks. Yeah, we've got some snacks there. So here's the damage. 2 massive holes. There we are, 2 massive holes. Looking for wedding venues is fun, isn't it, darling? And then, so we're looking at a map. We realise there's a used car dealership literally behind us. So we've just called Inch's Motors. There's a motor shop literally behind that fence. And they have a tyre for Toyota Yaris. They're now going to check if we can get there somehow. But after the guy stopped laughing at us, I think he has a tyre for us. Oh my god. The man just came up to the fence and gave us a new tyre. We have tyre!
So somebody's just walked through a field of sheep to bring us a tyre from a spare used car that they have, so that we can get to a garage to get a different tyre and then take that tyre back. Yeah. This is fun.
Oh, what a lovely man! Oh my god! Victory! Victory! We have a tyre! At this point, you know, with our brand new tyre, we're getting a bit peckish. We're a bit hungry.
My car is broken down on the A9, and we were hoping to order delivery. We are within your delivery range, and we were wondering, would it be possible to do that? Please. There's a group of us. We're in our car on the motorway on the A9. We're within your delivery range, but our car is broken down.
They're gonna think it's a
What's
hoax.
the address? Where we are, I don't know. Can you just give me 1 second? I need to put
I can give them latitude and longitude.
Yeah.
So we tried the big chains first on the phone, and then we tried a local place. Alas, our quest for pizza was unsuccessful. But now, the cavalry arrived. Oh, here we go. Fixing has started. A true alpha male came and changed our tyre for us. And let us on our merry way, led us to the nearest garage. After the garage, bless them, they changed our tyre very, very quickly. I mean, we were well and truly late for our appointment that we would have been, like, well on time for, about 20 minutes early for. We were now 2 hours late. We're 2 hours late for it. So we call them and we go, so this has happened. Do you mind if we arrive late? They were fine with it. Thank you, Ahnagar and Castle. And then, by this time, we didn't have time to go visit Loch Ness. Poor Tim, who had come with us purely to see Loch Ness, was stuck in a car with us. We did drive past Loch Ness. You see it very briefly in this vlog, but it was not the experience any of us thought we would have.
Apparently it's not possible to see across the whole loch at any point,
Yeah.
I think, because it's so big. But
I just really want.
It's always been misty. And then we decided after all this, after our appointment was over, we were still near Inverness. Ah, here we are. We're in Inverness.
Yeah, okay.
We had a lovely meeting, saw the venue, beautiful venue. And now we're in central Inverness. It's about 9 PM and we need to do a 3-hour drive back to Edinburgh. But we have had a really fun night. Some yummy food at ZZ's, here they are. We had an impassioned discussion about star signs and Harry Potter houses. This one can't admit he's a Hufflepuff.
We did the test. I'm a Gryffindor.
Yeah.
I'm officially a Gryffindor now. Sorry.
He's still Hufflepuff.
I'm not Hufflepuff.
Tierney and Tim, what house is Luke?
Hufflepuff, 100%.
Yeah, Hufflepuff. I think we're delirious from the adrenaline still at this point. What house are you, Tierney?
I am a Ravenclaw.
And another fellow
100%
Slytherin. If the
yes.
hair wasn't enough of a...
The hair should be enough to tell.
Yeah.
House pride.
Yes, house
In fact, actually, that's about how much Ravenclaw you are.
Yeah.
It's like Ravenclaw flavour. Slytherin.
Sprinkling
Yeah,
of
you know what I mean?
Ravenclaw. Whereas I am 100% Slytherin.
No, I just killed the examiner.
100%. I'm proud.
I hate that everyone thinks Slytherin are assholes though. We're not assholes.
Why not?
We just get shit done.
We get shit done.
Honestly.
We're assholes to people who are assholes to us.
Or assholes to stupid people.
Yes.
Honestly.
Tim is not welcome here. We are finally ready to take the 3-hour drive to go back to Edinburgh. Oh, now for a nighttime drive back home.
Good job, two people.
We were supposed to go to Loch Ness today, but obviously things happened. So we go back to the shopping centre with this big car park where we'd left our car, and we realise the car park had closed 2 hours ago. We had been so hungry when we dumped the car, none of us had looked at the sign. That lonely red car, you can just see there's our car.
Can you see it?
Just,
Oh,
yeah.
goodness.
It's the only car in the car park because we're idiots. Suddenly, things were not that funny.
What a day, eh?
Yeah, always read
What
your
a day.
signs. Have you learned? It's getting tense at this point. So we call this attendant number on a sign. And we call, and we're just fingers crossed, praying we can get our car and go home. Thankfully, not for the first time that day, a lovely, lovely Scottish man saved us, let us in, didn't even seem that angry at us. I mean, we were actual idiots, but maybe they get it all the time.
There we go.
This does feel like this is the start of a horror film as well. You getting a sort of horror film Sasha vibe? Because I am. Silly tourists leave their car in the car park too long. Anyway, here we go. We have our car. We can now just drive the 3 hours home. It's been a day. It has been a day. We're ready to drive home because we have appointments the next day. So 40 minutes into our car ride home, we realise we're running really, really low on petrol. So we look at a map to find the nearest petrol station, and we get there, it's closed. At this point, we're running very, very low on fuel. We're like, Tierney says, guys, there's only about half an hour of fuel left. We need to find a petrol station like now, or we're gonna get stranded once again, this time with an empty tank. We would be AA's favourite people at that point. Hi, it's us again. We ran out of fuel. Please come and help us. So, in the end, all these petrol stations are closed. They all close at like 9 p.m. And it's now later. We're like, please. So we have to drive back towards central Inverness. 40 minutes. It's completely silent in the car as we're all willing that we have enough petrol to get back to the petrol station, and that A, petrol station is open, B, that we can get there on time before we get stranded on the road again. We make it by the skin of our teeth, but we make it. So, we make it. It is now 11. We still have a 3-hour journey to drive home. Our adrenaline has spiked for the second time that day. We're exhausted. After that, no one spoke to each other for that 3-hour car ride. Getting our car stuck in a car park. It's not funny anymore, but massive relief when we got our car back. Nearly running out of petrol on the way home. It's not funny. We arrived back in Edinburgh to our Airbnb around 1 a.m. It was actually closer to 2 a.m. in the morning, and we have to get up the following morning for more wedding venue appointments. This time, thankfully, in central Edinburgh. Note to self, there's no such thing as a quick trip to Loch Ness. I hope you're staying well in lockdown. You can watch some more of my videos if you'd like to keep yourself entertained. I'll be back soon with another crazy but true story. Over and out.